Here we are, back in the garage. That little intro you saw was an event thrown by the Chicago Vicleros over at Illinois Harley. Man, that event was popping. You had music, a ton of bikes, entertainment going on. It was just a party from the beginning to the end. Back on the front end of this bike, air ride is done. I just got to button all up, put everything back together on there, but it's working, goes up and down, no issues. Just to recap, I went with shorter fork tubes. I got them in the length of 20.5 inches. They do sell a variety of lengths. It all depends on what you're trying to do with your front end. I ended up going 20.5 for what I'm doing here. Different fork caps, I got it with the HHI kit. So it actually keeps the air fittings below the top of the tree. I'll show you that right now. Those fork caps, you see that? Gives it a cleaner look, so that's why I went that route. You could see it right off the bat. It goes into that little T for the air ride. Smooth up top. The fork caps are no longer popping up through the top of the tree. Way better look, way more sleek. Definitely a change from the stock look. And just like that, front air ride is done. The instructions that provided by Dirty Air, they're very detailed, pretty much breaks it down for you step by step. Can't go wrong with it. I think the biggest thing I ran into is finding out where to hide the compressor. I actually ended up putting it underneath the battery. So it fits in there perfect. The only thing is, I do have another battery on the way that's a little bit smaller because the regular battery obviously is not going to fit anymore. We got the compressor in there. That brings us to the next step. Front is done, continue to the back. Start getting the back torn apart because we got that swing arm that has arrived and is going on here. Took the last few days off. Weather's been real nice out here in the Chicagoland area. Mid 80s, upper 80s, which is about what, upper 20s, low 30s Celsius for my international viewers. I got you. Just hit up El Grito Run from Rolando, Chicago that hosted that last weekend. That was off the hook. I think they had about, I believe they said about 600 bikes or so. You'll see a clip of that at the end of this video. Back to the bike. As you can see, like I said, the front is wrapped up. Got the headlight on, a passing lamps, light bar, all that done. Ready to go. It's time. The whole purpose of this build, lay it on its belly. Got that Layframe swing arm. Got it in my hands, in my possessions, right here in front of me. I'm gonna show it to you guys. I reached all the way out to a skilled individual in Australia. No, not her. This mate has had his hands in some of the baddest Aussie Viclas you've seen. Scott Ralston of SR Metal Fabrication. You know, I reached out to Scott because I've seen his work. Some of the nicest, cleanest work that you've seen on these type of bikes. I said, yo man, hook a brother up. Let's get one of your swing arms to this side of the world. Let me show you what this bad boy looks like, because he came through. There it is. Scott Ralston's swing arm, SR Metal Fabrication. Get it right. So one of the many reasons why I own Scott's swing arm is because I like how it keeps it looking stock. And not only that, you continue using your stock brake caliper as well. I said, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. This is my goal. And he made it happen. And now it's here. Let's go ahead and get it on this bike. So the bike's basically ready to go. I already have it all prepped. Old swing arm is already off of it. The air ride, rear air ride, is already on there. Basically, just got to connect it all, but we got to get the arm on there first. Make sure that we have the proper clearances before we go ahead and finish installing it. I didn't record installing the shotgun shock on there. If you really want to know how to do that, go check out one of my other videos when I built the black one. When I built this one, that one I actually did a video on when I installed the rear air ride. Obviously titled Shotgun Shock Rear Air Ride Install. But yeah, go check that out if you want to see how it's done. It's the same thing, same bike frame and everything. Let's go ahead and get cracking on this one. All right, guys, rear swing arm, rear air ride, all done and installed, locked and loaded, ready to go. This brings us to the point where the front and the rear suspension is now 100% complete. I also threw the handlebars back on because I got to get it off the lift. Get on the ground finally. Man, I'm pumped. I'm excited. I'm like a little fat kid in a candy factory. Boy, I'm telling you. But back to the suspension, it does take some mock-up work. I do got to say that. I had this rear wheel off like about 9-10 times. Had to go through mocking it up, checking the suspension travel and everything, going up and down with it. It's a lot more than just slapping on a swing arm and you're done with. It's way more than that. You got to put in the work, you know, you got to put in the work and get it dialed in right before you could actually bolt everything down and call it done. Here's a closer look at the arm. Looking good. And the stainless steel splash panel. Got that from Scott as well, so if you want one of those, he could make you one too. Made to order. Looking pretty good so far. We'll be able to see how it looks like on the ground once we get it off this lift, but other than that, it's coming together, y'all. All right, bike's missing. Means I got it off the lift. I rolled it out back. Let's go check it out, see how it looks laying on that concrete. Can't wait to show you guys. There you have it. Hardest part of a Layframe Softail Vicla is done. Finally. This build tested my patience at times, probably made my blood pressure skyrocket a few times, but the end result, definitely worth it. It does take extensive modifications to get this to lay out like that. I'm still running a 150/70/18 rear tire on here. That was one of my main things. I wanted to keep that size tire on here. Can't be running anything smarter than that around these areas. I mean, I don't. You'll see right off the bat, needed to modify the rear fender slightly to get it to fit right. No big deal. There's still a lot of work to do on this bike anyways. Still got the exhaust I got to put on here. I do have the Samsung headers, steady custom cycles, tailpipes, getting another custom seat made for this bike. Bodywork, paintwork still needs to get done, obviously. Got a new set of handlebars as well. But you know what? The hardest part, the challenging part is done. Scott Ralston, SR Metal Fabrication. I appreciate you, man, for working with me, building me one of your swing arms, sending it halfway across the world to be part of my build. Get at Scott if you want this style swing arm, man, I'm telling you. I'm going to end this video with a short clip from a Grito run that was hosted by Orlando, Chicago. Peace.